Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight I have Stu Woolley. Yes, he's back. Tonight we are going to do the preview, the Brighton game on Sunday. But there are some updates. We will give you some updates on Collier. Apparently, Hull is interested in a loan. We have updates on Barcelona and Rashford. They will try to keep him for the next after the summer. And apparently there are some updates on Gallagher. Aston Villa is interested, so that deal seems to be more and more difficult to make. And the big news is now currently Ole Gunnar Solskjær will hold a face-to-face talk with Manchester United tomorrow, Saturday, over the caretaker role for the remainder of the season. So there will be lots to talk about, but mainly we will do the preview, and we will have to do 10 minutes of Stu's reaction on the Burnley game. So guys, girls, I'm glad you tuned in on a Friday night. It's not our usual time, but we have to do the preview. So Jarvis and Stu will be back after the intro, but please do us a favor and smash the like and subscribe if this is your first time. See you in a bit. Yes. The Tactical Devils are back. It's Friday night, and guys and girls, it's Stu and Jarvis time. So glad you had the time to tune in, everybody. And there's some updates, all the time. Tuchel, I think he looks more likely as the number one manager coming in, and Ollie as the caretaker until further notice. And
Yes.
Stu, so I hear it's snow in England. It's
It
not just
has.
Norway.
No, it has. Unfortunately for us, the problem is we get a little bit and it's chaos, and we've had a little bit here and it's chaos. Actually, I was removing the snow from my car. I should have taken a picture of it for you because it was that deep, which is heavy for us. It really is. And I kind of I was going to shovel it. I had to kind of shovel it off. It was really, really strange. But we moan a lot about a tiny, wincy bit of snow in the UK. Nobody can drive in the fucking snow here. They don't know how to do it. And luckily for me, I've got a 4-wheel drive, so it's a little bit easier. And so the whole kind of country, certainly in and around Shropshire, just come to a halt. It's quite funny, really. But, it's one of those.
On the weather, how's the temperature?
But it's about 1 degrees. I mean,
so it's like wet. It's wet snow. Okay.
We had -30 last night. It was nothing. I was out in my shorts and t-shirts walking around. It's absolutely nothing.
Right.
No. It was poor. It was just one of those, to be honest. Is it? Which side, me or Jarvis? I don't appear to be.
Give me 2 seconds. I will just check if there's anything I can do.
You don't appear to be lagging me, old mate.
No, neither do you. But I'm glad you're telling us. If there's something wrong on the stream.
Yes, please do.
To see if I can fix it. Give me 2 seconds. Just go on, and I will.
The value has been quite high as well since Christmas. It's the lads have been looking forward to matches at the weekends, and I'm going, mate, we haven't got open hunting playing, and so we've been doing some 5-a-side, some futsal, and I've got a bit of an unveiling to do again, gentlemen. I like to unveil my my latest pegs. Well, these are futsal pegs, and this might surprise you, this job, is because this isn't me whatsoever. But I got a deal, so I'm going to show you what I got.
Show and tell.
Yeah, show and tell. Here they are. There they are. So these are my indoor futsal.
Wow.
Which is unusual for me because I'm not a colour freak, as you well know. But I tried these on in our local Adidas store, and they fit like an absolute glove, and they're still really, really comfortable. So they make
How is the sole? Are they flexible or
very
you know?
flexible.
So it should always be almost like a sock, like a gym sock.
Yeah, very flexible. I've got the paper in there at the moment.
Oh,
You know,
that's
keep
all
the
right.
integrity, but check out the laces. Check those.
Wow.
So I don't know whether they're going to make their debut. So I don't know whether to go with green or pink laces. I might go with pink just to annoy the lads, and I'll probably do a double take. So that's something that needed to be bought because I didn't have any proper futsal boots. I was actually wearing a very old pair of they are Sebastian. Yeah, I was evening Rich. I was wearing a very old pair that I've had for ages of Adidas Sambas, and
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
absolutely superb. And they've molded to the foot, so I need to get those up and running. So Wednesday night, so I'll be playing twice Wednesday futsal, 6 till 7, and then 8 till 9. We'll be doing 7-a-side. So I'm really looking forward to win. Back from like a child.
You are going to be fatigued if you keep on like this. You know, you're not 17 anymore.
No, I'm not. That is true. There is I am a little bit older this year. I'll tell you when I get close to it. A little bit older this year than I am. Than I was last year. But hey, it's all well. It's great. Richie's bought some bright yellow Nikes.
Ooh.
I
like Nikes. That's my favorite. I always use Nikes. I think they suit my foot a little bit. You know, they're more.
They don't suit
narrow.
me,
You know, yeah.
I've always had Adidas, so I think I'm going to.
Yeah. I know. You and
that's
Adidas.
Yeah, that's off the peg for me. I'm a bit weird.
By the way, the show is not sponsored by Adidas, but if you're looking at Adidas, if you're watching, give us a call. Give us a call. Give us a call. We would be a spokesman for you guys.
I'll be a great spokesman for you guys, I promise. Yeah. Anyway, how are you? I saw the review. I thought you and Bart and Darius, great to see you, mate. Thanks for stepping in for me, mate. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, Darius was so great to have him on. You know, he talked about so much more than football. We kept on for almost 3 hours. You know, there was a mammoth of the show. So if you haven't seen it, go back. You know, maybe I did 40 minutes of the preview, and the rest of it was just chitty talk. Yeah, but Darius is a great conversationist, so I really enjoyed it. My time here. I just want to say hi to everybody who's tuned in before we go into the Man United stuff. So we have Sebastian here. We have Das. Big up, Das. Good to see you. As I said, Sebastian is in the house. I am Titanium. Big up, lads. Big up. Good to see you. We have Jamie, Wayne. We have we have Whoops. Big up, Whoops. Hope you're well, my friend. I hope you are well. We just scroll so many people, and we have the the funniest name on YouTube,
Pegasaurus. I love that. I absolutely love that one. Fantastic.
Always good to see. We have Sydney. Big up, Sydney. I hope you're well. We have Mikey Red 1913 coming in. He's not happy with Tuchel, but you know, that's just my gut feeling. You know, I feel that Tuchel, I think he's the man that they will try to go for. But we will know more, you know, after the World Cup, and everything depends. You know, maybe he wants a break after the World Cup as last time, and he just can't wait. So we will see. But I wanted Tuchel last time when they did the evaluation of Ten Hag, but he needed a little break before he jumped into the job, and Ineos weren't willing to wait. So that was the end of that story. But he could have a second chance. We have RD United, Rich. Good to see you, Rich. We have Tyrone coming in. Big up, Stu. Big up, Jarvis. Big up, Tyrone. Good to see you. And I think I saw Darius in the chat. Where is he there? Big up, Darius. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Thank you for jumping on last time. And we are at the bottom of this chat. So what do you want to do first? Do you want to do the preview, or do you want to do the latest news?
Let's do the latest news, but before you do, Volp said he wore New Balance. Brian Roberts, well, I did have a pair of Robson Pro New Balance. They were when they first came out. I think I was still at school, so I'd have been about 10. They were black and they had like a silver N. Robson Pro New Balance. They were superb boots. I remember those. Yeah, let's do the news. Yeah, let's do
Yes,
news.
let's get into the news, guys.
Before we go into news, I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
And I think I should say this. I've been asked over the last 3-4 weeks, and everybody said, put Shae Lacey on, put Shae Lacey on, put Shae Lacey on. I'm going, why? Let me tell you something about that young man. That was a true Manchester United player. Somebody who gives zero fucks. He got the ball, bang, picked that one out potentially. I mean, the keeper had no chance. It's really interesting what I felt Shae Lacey could or couldn't offer as to what he did offer. I mean, real Manchester United players don't give a fuck. They get the ball, they hit, and they fucking strike. And he did that brilliantly. Whether he did anything else during the game or not isn't irrelevant. That was a real Manchester United player for me. So I just want to say to Devilish Tacticos, I stand corrected in as much as what I believe he can deliver. And whether or not we'll see him, I think we may see him at Brighton. I don't know. It looks like Mbeumo's gone out, hasn't he? So looks like Cameroon are out. So he's likely to be back. Whether he'll be on the bench or not, I don't know. But he'll definitely be back to face City. I just wanted to make that point. Look, Jarvis and
there's someone on this panel. I don't know who said we should play Shae Lacey. I don't know. Maybe was it you or was it me? I can't quite remember. But
no, it definitely wasn't me.
Someone said something about
one of you did, and sometimes in life you've got to put your hands up. So I hold my hands up. But it's great to see a real, true Manchester United player. Somebody who
and the good things by Lacey, now people think he is just like an Arjen Robben who can cut in and shoot with his left foot. Yeah. But if you go to the academy videos of Shae Lacey, if you go back and watch his goals, I think he's almost like 50-50. He goes left, he goes right. So the good thing is he can go both ways. And I think a lot of Premier League defenders now believe that they know what Lacey is coming with, but he's not an Anthony. He's not a one-trick pony. And this is what cheers me up when it comes to Shae Lacey, because I think we have just seen snippets of what he can do. He's a real baller. You can see it on the way he runs, the way he handles the ball. He's in full balance. It's almost like there's some players out there who have like almost perfect technique. Phil Foden is one of them, for example. Guys who's always and Shae Lacey is that type of player. Very, very scholared and in the way he plays football.
I thought he was I thought the time that it was on that I saw, because obviously I didn't see it live, as you well know, because one was balling himself. Scored 4. I might have done just a small thing. Anyway, not as good as Shae Lacey's efforts. Sanchit's going to say super chat. We'll get to that in a second, Sanchit. But what was really massively important for me was his balls to have a go. He gets it, he cuts inside, and he swerved a fantastic strike. The keeper had Dubravka had no chance. I thought that little cameo of his shone about a really poor performance. Fantastic to see Cesko. Both his goals were very well taken.
Very well taken.
Second, thought it was fantastic. And Dorgu played in a couple of lovely crosses as well from the left, which we haven't seen him do properly. But I think all in all, poor game. I don't think we can sit here, Jarvis, and say we were great. I thought we were poor. Like to see, and we've always said this about teams like Burnley, they will scrap, they will fight for every inch. And when they're fighting for every inch, you've got a chance of scoring goals. Okay, we had a goal disallowed, which it didn't look any problems.
Yeah. But Stu, we can have a look at some of the clips, and because I'm interested in your input. But first of all, I just want to give you a comment to Mr. B, because my point on Arjen Robben was not comparing him with Arjen Robben, but type of player who cuts in and shoots with his left foot. Arjen Robben was renowned for doing this one trick, but he was so good at it that no one could stop him. And also, Anthony, he wasn't good at all, but he also did the same thing. But my point was just we have seen 3 shots now from Shae Lacey, and he's doing the same thing all the time. But I'm saying he's more versatile. He can go both right and left. It's not just a one-trick pony. So that's just my point. I'm not by all means comparing him to Arjen Robben, to sort of say. So, but I get what you're saying. We shouldn't hype up these youngsters too soon. But it's just the way.
Mr. B, this channel's all about your points, mate.
Yeah, no.
All about your points. Yeah, it's absolutely great. No, I did. Let's do the super chat, and then let's have a look at the.
Yes.
Get Sanchi. Oh, you've got it up, have you?
Let me play Sanchi a little super chat tune.
I've still got to find the glasses yet, guys. I will get the glasses. I should do a jingle on my real drum kit.
Yeah, at least you should bring a tambourine or something.
Tambourine, I should show my percussionist skills. Sanchi, thank you so much for that money. That's absolutely brilliant. It means a lot to the channel. Really does help us out. I miss most of your streams on weekdays where I work. No electronics are allowed. Today I'm going to pick your brains. Do we need a manager or a coach? That's a really good question. It's quite apt, really, because I was on the other day. Me and Jarvis were talking about the difference between a coach and a manager. And to be quite honest, Sanchi, it makes no difference. A manager should dictate to his coaches what training sessions he's going to go on, and whether you're a head coach or a manager. Some people. Managers like to get out on the coach. Oh, Jarvis has got a FaceTime coming through. Anyone's important?
It's my son Philip, so I have to take it. Give me.
I always do. Some managers don't like to get on the training pitch and coach. So it depends how a manager or a coach defines themselves, rather to define a definitive between actually the role of a manager and a head coach. What you always need, whether you're going as a manager or not, is experience beside you. So if you're an inexperienced manager, you want an experienced coach. If you're an experienced, hi Philip, if you're an experienced manager, you still will want an experienced coach. Fergie was a manager. Volps, absolutely. He had to have control over everything. But when Fergie was in his peak, you were able to do that. Today, I think Darren Fletcher's already had, is it 3 interviews or 4 media sessions, with club, with, the mainstream media, So the pressure on managers to do everything is too much. So you do need a conduit, so you need that. Director of football. Well, nobody knows that one, Sanchi, to be fair. We'd love to know what a director of football does, because we're not seeing a director of football, are we?
No.
At Manchester United. You've got director of football that come out in the press and said, well, I'd like to interfere because I'm a coach. Well, you can't do that. You're not allowed to. So it really does, honestly, Sanchi. It just depends on how a manager describes himself. Looked like Cameron for us, wanted to be a coach as well. He was always on the training pitch. We always saw pictures of him on the training pitch. Fergie would look outside his office window to see what was going on. So he always kept an eye on what was going on. And if he didn't like what he was saying, he would get word somehow, or he would talk to his coaches. So everybody does it differently, but just one of those. Hope that kind of explains, Sanchi, your question.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Stu. I think you are right. But for me, I'm leaning more to a manager type of role than a coach, because I think it's more descriptive of your job being a manager than a coach, because we got to realize that players at this level, they've gone through academies and they know how to play football. You don't teach these players how to play football. They know how to do it. You don't learn them how to receive the ball, how to angle your body, and all of this. It's more about organizing the team and man managing players and in-game management for me. But it is what it is. There were so many good comments here. I saw one from Rich. He coming in and Rich, he feels that we need new owners, and we have seen now the 58s.
Yeah, so it's going to go live in February.
Protest coming up.
Yeah, it's going to go live in February, isn't it? Big up to the 58s. Big up to anybody.
Yes.
Who's going to try and change the situation. Rich, not alone. Myself and Jarvis agree. We need new owners. Sean is in there with we need new owners. I think we're all in complete agreement that we need new owners. Let's get the protests going again. Protests never normally work. I think we've experienced that. And we understand they never normally work because billionaires just don't care. Me and Jarvis had a conversation about it the other day, and they don't care. But that's another story we've already spoken about. But we must make sure that the protests are peaceful. We have to make sure that they're peaceful. Rushmano, and
big up, Rushmano, big up.
But we do need new owners, and we do need them quickly. But unfortunately, everybody, the reality is, unless somebody slaps $10 billion or pounds, I don't know if it's dollars or pounds they want, the Glazers, we're not going to get new owners. So that needs to be considered. But I'd love for somebody to just chuck 10 billion in. But again, somebody is throwing 10 billion pounds at a business, because that's what you're chucking 10 billion quid at a business. You're not chucking 10 billion quid at a football club anymore, because football clubs don't have that value as standalone. You're talking 10 billion quid at a business. Then what are we going to get? Because somewhere along the line, somebody who's going to chuck 10 billion quid at it is going to want some kind of money back. Now, Manchester United, we know this, generates its own money. We know all of this. We've known for years we don't need Glazer money. We don't need Ineos money. We have the money. We generate the money. We're the second most valuable football club by Deloitte in the world. Is it 6.6 bill or something like that, Jarvis?
It is. It's
something along those lines.
Yeah.
But they won't accept 6 billion. They've made it quite clear £6 billion isn't what it's worth. Now, with the American football franchise, and Sean will probably know more about this than us, the American football franchise is going up. I think the most valuable one is $11 billion now, which is a huge gap between Manchester United and that. And if the Glazers are looking at that valuation of a football club, I don't see it's ever going to come. So somebody is going to have to come in and overpay for Manchester United. We know that. It's the Cowboys. Thank you, Sean. We know they're going to have to overpay for Manchester United, but are they going to overpay by 4 billion or maybe 2? Would the Glazers settle at 8? Potentially. Well, who knows?
For me, I don't know where this 10 billion came from.
I've got no idea either.
Knowing them and knowing that the price in 2023 was 10 billion, I think in 2027, 2028 or something in the future will be more. I think they're also greedy. I think there's no end to the greed. And I think they could easily demand 15 billion or maybe more.
No, but your point's correct. I mean, that's a sad reality.
We know there's more money into the Champions League now, 100 million if you qualify, and all of this. You have the Club World Cup. There's several more ways to earn money, and sponsorship deals always get bigger. So the valuation will only rise.
Just that Finnish guy, if you believe what you read in the papers, was going to offer us $500 million, wasn't he, in sponsorship? That's $500 million in sponsorship. Remember that. $500 million in sponsorship is a huge deal. It's a fucking huge deal. And in football capital, it's probably worth double. Darius will be able to tell us a bit more on that. I believe this as well. I think this is true. If Beckham did get a consortium together and they got behind it, I think there'd be a real push to get that done. But you're talking a lot of money. You're talking a handful of businesses that will go out and spend 10 billion, or as Jarvis said, potentially 15 billion. And that is venture capitalists, firms. We don't want a VC running us, for sure. They will invest a shitload of money in you, but they're going to want that back. Trust me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't want a VC in there. It needs to be, and it's not never going to happen, but it needs to be a kind of, you would do, Sean. I agree with that. It needs to be an Apple or a Tesla or an Nvidia. I think Nvidia is the most valuable company in the world, isn't it? It's valued in trillions, isn't it? So it needs to be somebody of that ilk that can absorb 10 billion quid like that. Microsoft, somebody like that, and we could do it. Or, as you quite rightly say, state-owned. And those are our issues. Those are our areas that we can do it. So I think even Beckham to come up with exactly, Sebastian. This is the point Jarvis was making. Jarvis was talking about greed. So Jarvis was saying, why sell a cash cow in a media magnet? That was his point, and that's why potentially it could reach 15 billion. So Jeff Bezos, exactly, someone like that. So there are problems associated with removing owners of greed. So I totally agree with you, Jarvis. I think you're 100% right, mate. I really do.
Okay, but I think we will see at least someone fighting against Ineos and Glazers, because I think now the fan base are starting to realize that they're both incompetent, greedy. They don't have any heart for the club. It's mostly about financial things. But
you're right. There's no way, Jarvis, Jim Ratcliffe is going to invest what's he done? Is it 1.7 billion in total he's invested, something along those lines, to not see any return? He's not daft. We wouldn't, would we?
No.
You wouldn't write out a check for 1.7 and not expect some kind of return back.
No, that's the thing. But if you think of all the free commercials Ineos have gotten because of this, and him as a person.
Oh, Manchester United attached to you is I would imagine it's difficult to actually articulate, Jarvis, exactly what Manchester United, being a Manchester United owner, would open doors wise. There's probably not a door on the planet is shut to you owning Manchester United. It's crazy.
And also Das comes in and said Jim destroyed any chance of a full sale, and we got to remember now, if someone wants to come in and have the majority, okay, but it's the Glazers. You can still buy out the Glazers, but you won't get a whole club by yourself. So Jim will tag along for any new owner coming on
until he gets his money. Just before we do these clips, Bilal's come in. Bilal says, thank you so much, Bilal. As always, mate, you're an absolute legend. If CR7 on Messi wasn't around, which player would have won the most Ballon d'Ors? From 08 to the early 2020s. Wow.
That's just there's so many good players to choose from.
What? I'm going to go. I've got one. Okay. John. I've got one. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
The crooner, the one and only Toni Kroos.
Toni Kroos,
fantastic footballer. Brilliant footballer. For me, Toni Kroos. I think he's missed out on Ballon d'Ors.
There's so many good midfielders, but Luka Modric, I think he won the Ballon d'Or in 2018.
Something like that, yeah.
If I'm not wrong.
That's only because, Jarvis, that he was playing next door to the crooner. And the crooner made him look good. I just want to point that out.
I agree. I think he's a fantastic footballer. Andres Iniesta, also a guy who I have always admired. Zlatan, he never received the Ballon d'Or.
You've got to come down on one, though. Come on.
Well, I have to say my personal favorite is Andrea Pirlo.
Why not? What a player!
I just love a player like that. But he can set the tempo. He's like a little magician. But there's so many players to choose from. I don't know, but guys, who would you give in who would you think would have won the most Ballon d'Ors?
What about Alessandro Del Piero?
So we have Kaká, Xavi, Iniesta, Zlatan, Ronaldinho. But I think that was a little bit before.
I've been told off for it. Sorry, Catherine. No nonsense, Madrid. I apologise. I'm just saying.
Gareth Bale.
That was a good shout. Ronaldinho, of course, good shout. But he kind of screwed up his own career, didn't he? So that was the thing for.
But what about Xavi? Xavi.
That was the thing about Neymar, though, wasn't it? He didn't win the Ballon d'Or when he thought he would, and he hasn't been a player since. He started crying, which I thought was hilarious, by the way.
But the one who should have won, wasn't that Benzema? The year of
Benzema, Benzema should have won it. Yeah, I actually think as well.
Lewandowski also should have won it.
No, the goalkeeper, the Bayern goalkeeper. Oh, what's his name?
Neuer.
Manuel Neuer should have won it.
Yeah.
Manuel Neuer should have won it. Yeah. So, Iniesta was a genius, Tyrone. I agree with that. Vinny Jr. Yeah, Vulpshire, absolutely right. Since he lost it when he was stonewalled to get it, he hasn't been the same since. You're absolutely right. You really are.
So yeah, Belal is right. It's from 08 to 2020.
So, Daz is right. Mbappe, no chance. I totally agree. He hasn't got open Mbappe.
Van Dijk. Come on, Catherine.
Come on, Catherine. You had a pop at me over. Come on, sweet. Oh my life. The crooner. Oh, McFred. Well done, Darius. Brilliant. McFred.
Well, McTominay could have won the Ballon d'Or last season. You know, he was the player of the season in Serie A.
Yeah. Grace is in the house. Hi, Grace.
Big up, Grace. Big up.
Still got a concussion. Oh, crikey. Just be careful. Yeah. I hope you're being
Careful.
I hope you're being looked after at home.
Kevin De Bruyne.
And Grace is obviously saying Dallo.
Dallo should have won Ballon d'Or. Imagine that.
Oh God, that'd be funny. Rooney, good chat. Yeah, good chat for Rooney. Yeah, there's been some Scholesy. By the way, Zidane said the greatest midfielder. Scholesy was never in with a shout, was he? So,
Stu, I just wanted to show you this before we move on with the latest news. You know, the one when he hit the post, or was it the crossbar?
No, he hit the crossbar. Yeah.
Crossbar, yeah. So just look at his balance. Oh, it's a wonderful strike. And by the way, if you look how he moves the ball, how he carries the ball, you know, it's so tight. It's no room for the defender to stick a leg in. You know, this almost impossible. Look at this. It's not Anthony to say it like that, you know.
No, I mean the defender, the left back, made up Lacey's mind for him because he was backing off. I would have dropped in a bit quicker to him, but even so, I still think Lacey would have got round him, and he still would have done the same. So I don't think it would have mattered whether he dropped in too much or not. I would have not backed off. I would have gone at him and said, "Come on, kid, what are you going to show me?" And then I would have been on my arse, and Lacey's probably scored, and he's laughing at me as he's running past me. But it's a fantastic strike, really, really was.
I have a question coming in from Grace. You can take this one, Stu. What profile is Lacey? Is he a winger or a Cunha backup? I see him like a number 10, to be honest.
I see him as a 10, but he's obviously, with Mbeumo coming back now, his flirtation with a starting place is probably gone. But I would like to see him get more minutes now moving forward. So I'd like it when Mbeumo comes off or Ahmad comes off, I'd like Lacey to come on with about 30 minutes to go. And I really think he needs to be integrated better into the team. He's not going to displace Mbeumo. He's not going to displace Cunha. But what a player to be able to bring on. When we talk about strength and depth all the time, to be able to do that would be absolutely brilliant. I thought it was really interesting that Mason Mount was suddenly fit. I thought it was interesting that Bruno was suddenly fit, so his hamstring was obviously nothing more than a pull. Mainu all of a sudden could get on the bench as well. I thought that was all strange. So players were. Me and Jarvis, we've spoken about this before, guys, and you know, if you followed us, which you have for a year, you'll know that me and Jarvis have both said, me in particular, that players, if they don't like particular coaches, will continue to be injured. And I think that got Mason Mount written all over it and Kobe Manu written all over it. Really disappointing, to be honest, to see them on the bench. I was surprised to see Bruno start. We both were. I would imagine. I bet you were quite surprised to see him in the starting lineup.
I was surprised. Yeah. But we know Bruno. That's Bruno for you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, felt a bit for Yoro. I thought he came. You know, we had a pretty good cameo. 30 minutes against. I can't remember who we played before Burnley. But Heaven, it seemed to do all right. It was just, it was for me. It was a disjointed performance, to be honest, pal. I wasn't overly impressed with it. I expected better from us. We can't seem to grasp fourth place. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with us. And we're now down in 7th because Brentford don't piss about, do they? Thiago, just go score a hat-trick tonight, lads.
Nah, but you know, Brentford won't last. That's the thing. You know, I'm just worried about Liverpool, Chelsea, and Villa. You know, I think those are the and maybe Newcastle can come up there. Spurs,
I think Newcastle's our problem at the minute. I don't see Chelsea. I think Chelsea are only going one way at the minute.
It depends, you know, now with the new manager.
Come in now, isn't he?
Yeah. There's an update here from Roshmano. I just want to bring this up, and Roshmano, he sent me this. So it's from the United report that Brian Mbeumo will return to Manchester United after Cameroon were knocked out of the AFCON by the home nation Morocco. So you know, at least we have one more player coming in, and Masraoui is still in the tournament now. I think they are in the semi-final.
So Ahmed's still in the tournament as well, isn't he?
They haven't played yet for the quarterfinal. We will know more, you know. So Ivory Coast, I don't know who they are up against, but you know, at least we need one of them, you know, Ahmad or Mbeumo. So we have a.
I think having Mbeumo back would be great, you know, with Cunha. I didn't think Cunha was great, by the way, against Burnley, to be honest. I don't think he was brilliant.
Yeah, but he could, you know, going with Fletcher, you know, he could go with Mbeumo on the left, just to get a left-footed left winger so he could cross. You know, we did it now this game with Dorgu and Cunha, to feed the striker.
He did. I still would have
process, not cutting in and shoot.
Yeah, I still would have preferred Dorgu on the right personally, but I think he's a better player on the right. But he did all right, Dorgu. I think Cesko finally has gone. Thank for that. Although it did make me giggle. I'm sorry, guys. I got to laugh at this. Benjamin Shasko scored twice. Yeah, well, I had a conversation. I had a bit of a chat with him. You know, sat him down, put my arm around him. Oh, for fuck's sake! Come on. You know, he got fed. Cesko got fed. And he scored. It's got nothing to do with Fletcher putting his arm around him. I thought that was hilarious. I really did.
You know,
and he scored.
Not to toot my own horn, but I said this about Cesko. I saw the movement. I saw that he was onto something. And most of the people in the Devilish Tacticos, the chat room, were agreeing, and even you agreed with me. You know, there were no debate for us. I think we all saw the positivities, but I think this is the problem with a lot of these pundits, with the journalists, with a big fan base like this. You know, if you don't score, you know, now we only scored 4 goals. So we had 2 goals before the Burnley game, and you know, okay, the pressure is on because there's no end result, but you have to see beyond the end result.
2 good goals, and he almost had his hat trick, didn't he? It was a lovely little chip ball in by Dorgu, but he didn't quite catch it, did he, on his left peg? Did he hit into the floor, didn't he? I think it went straight to Dubravka, or he didn't catch it, did he, quite right? But, you know, 2 really good goals, Jarvis. These weren't poor goals. These weren't tap-ins. We've obviously said, you know, take one off your arse if you need to. But that second one in particular was a wonderfully taken strike. Really, really pleased for him. I hope he gets another brace.
It was a wonderful strike. Yes, it was.
Oh, it was a fantastic goal because he let it go across him.
And a real poacher goal. It reminded me of Cavani, you know, in a lot of ways. You know, the way he just set out his foot and score that goal.
his first
The
goal, he
way
took
he
it.
dragged his player to the right and then went into the left, he created the space for himself with his movement.
Yeah, and the first
Yeah.
goal he took early. Right for no chance. Took it really early. Bang. Next. And that's what I like. Absolutely brilliant. But we got to do better. We have to do better. Credit to Burnley. They didn't give up. They kept going and kept going. And teams like that are dogged. We've said before, haven't we, Joe? We said difficult to beat. Said to you about Leeds. Game in the Leeds midfield was horrible. It was last night's game for Arsenal. It was horrible. Liverpool made it a difficult game for them. Hence 0-0. So we got City after Brighton.
Yeah.
Don't know what we'll do, whether we'll be having Caretaker. It's looking like maybe Ollie, doesn't it? But we don't know. And then we'll just go for that. Jamie, we don't know whether Gallagher rejected us or whether we didn't even bother going in for him, because that's quite disappointing that Villa are quite deep in discussions now, aren't they?
Yes. We will come to that news. It was ready for us to reveal. But before we go to the Gallagher thing, I just want to address this. Better Call Ruben 26 comes in and say, was reading on Twitter Berada and Wilcox going to Sir Alex for advice. They can't think for themselves, and on that, I think that's a nice segue, because this came out, in an interview with Roy Keane.
I was about to talk about this,
and he came out with this one. He accused Sir Alex Ferguson and David Gill for hanging around Man United like a bad smell. Strong words from the Man United captain, old captain and legend. What do you feel about this? His comments? Is he right or is he wrong?
Well, there's a lot of history, isn't there, still between Fergie and Roy. They didn't like that. Roy's still bitter about the way he was dispensed with, and Gill didn't stick up for him, etc. We'd all know the story, so we don't even need to go out with it. There are times in a period of business, you may have had experience yourself, where successful people have hung around way too long.
Yeah.
And it becomes very, very difficult. There was always talk about Sir Matt Busby hanging around Manchester United, but he didn't get involved anywhere near as much as Sir Alex appears to be involved. But look,
it was Busby's, but Charlton, they both.
Yeah, but they're old school. They were old school people. We don't know anything about the modern game. We know about our era. We don't know about the modern game. And they never interfered, Sir Matt, ever. Sir Matt and Sir Bobby never interfered. I'm not saying Sir Alex interferes, but if Barada's going to Fergie for advice and Wilcox is going to Fergie for advice, what kind of advice is Fergie giving them? Because nothing's changed.
No.
In as much as the way. So I think it probably needed to be said, actually, by somebody like Roy. I think if it comes
so in a way you agree a little bit.
I do. I think sometimes you got to cut the umbilical cord.
But it's not disrespectful to Alex Ferguson and his achievement and him being a legend of the club. But it comes to a stage where you are outdated. You don't have it, like, let's say, any good advice to come with.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I agree, Daz. He is holding the grudge, by the way. I really agree with you, Daz. But I think sometimes you've got to say enough's enough. Now, if Gary Neville came out and said it, people would really listen because he's got a relationship with him. But, Roy Keane is they're very, very close with Ole Gunnar Solskjær, isn't he? Very close with Ole. And he said, brilliant for the short term, but no for long term. So there's no bias. He's not having a pop at me. He's just saying.
I don't think he said no. I saw the interview. He said something like, maybe not the best or something like that. He chose his words carefully.
But it still amounts to no.
Okay. Yeah.
So no, I agree. So I ain't got a problem with what he said. I'm not going to bite his lunch over it. If players want to come out and say it, or if people want to come out and say it, I think it's important. But the bottom line is that if Fergie is interfering, or the advice that he's given isn't great, then please come to every game. Please still be the ambassador, but you need to step away from day-to-day business. Same with David.
But haven't Ferguson, like, I'm just doing the devil's advocate, but haven't he like earned it in a way have this role, as the go-to guy when it comes to Man United, because he's Mr. Man United.
Yeah, of course. It's not that he's not earned it. It's time to use it and time not to use it, and that's the thing. It's use it wisely, and I think that's all it is.
Yeah.
Look, I don't think Keane in particular is, having a. I just think he's making a point, and actually the problem is it's quite a valid point.
Yeah.
I think he's fed up with where Manchester United is again, isn't he? That's the problem.
That's the thing. But he says himself he's not a Man United fan even. He's a Spurs fan, and he wanted who was it? The Newcastle manager to be Eddie Howe.
He said Eddie Howe. Yeah. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. But yeah. The legends, all the legends. It's all about the legends. Let's go to the latest news, and this came out. Gallagher, trying Aston Villa ready to try and seal a deal for Conor Gallagher, and Gallagher is ready to leave Atletico Madrid in January and return to the Premier League as he looks to play his way into Thomas Tuchel's World Cup plans. So this is the aim now for Conor Gallagher, and he wants a return to Man United. Does this actually mean that he's not set on Man United anymore, or have Man United backed out? Do he take the signal from the club saying we're not signing anyone in January, and he understands he needs to look elsewhere?
Well, we appear to be dicking about. There's no two ways about it. Crystal Palace have gone in and signed 2 players, or West Ham have signed 2 or 3 players already. Palace have signed 1. Semenyo's gone to City. They're looking at Gay. Liverpool might have to go back in for Gay if they want him. It's ridiculous. It's just we don't know what we're doing. We're so clueless. We're rudderless. The board should be looking at where we are, should be looking at where we can be, and should be looking at have got 2 or 3 players in. A couple of loan signings and maybe a permanent signing. The Neves deal is an absolute no-brainer for everybody. He'll probably arrive, at some point in the summer. There are players. It looks like Callum Wilson's going to need to move on from West Ham. He's on a pay-as-you-play deal. I'm not saying he comes to us. What I'm saying is Wolves could look at him.
Yeah,
there are players out there that people
don't know about.
That know about, and we just are dicking about. I cannot believe we are. We've always said, Giles, you come to the turn of the year, and you are in with a shout of Champions League football. You invest to make sure you get Champions League football. You said so yourself, 100 million guaranteed. Yeah. But we're not doing it. What are we doing?
Yeah, that's the thing. We need to go in there. We need to invest. We need to try to do our best to get into those European places, and especially Champions League, because this is where the money lies. Guys, Stu, I just want to address one thing. People, I read a lot of chats now, and please sort it out. Don't go at each other. Take a deep breath. It's Friday night. It's nothing to be upset about. And it's very disturbing for both Stu and I. We are doing the show and watching a lot of people, having an argument in the chat. Just breathe. Give yourself 2 minutes time out from the chat if you're not happy about the current state. We are trying to do a show. It's a civilized chat, and people are mostly adults. So this is not the way we do things in the Devilish Tactical. So please do me a favor and just stop it and behave yourself. That's just all I'm saying. So it's just what I'm saying. So guys, it's not that hard, Let's go into other news. And I didn't get to show you this. The other one, I think this was the best one coming from young Shae Lacey. So the way he dragged himself inside and took that shot from almost, are we talking 30 yards, 35 yards?
I think by the time he dipped in, it was about 25, wasn't it?
Okay. So again, his technique.
Are you on about this one? Yeah, no, that was a good strike. Yeah, it was about, it was probably close on 30, Jarvis.
And this is what I want to see more of. This is why the headline of the show is play the youth, and Shae
Yeah.
Lacey is ready. For me now, I've seen enough. I know he's ready now, and I also think this will give Old Trafford belief. I think it will give us something to look forward to, and I would love for Fletcher to go into the next game now. It's an FA Cup game. We are at home. He's obviously in form. I would start him. I would give him a start. I would get the crowds up off their seat. I will get Old Trafford going, and I think it will actually be a really good thing. And you don't have to play the full 90. You have players on the bench, but give the lad some recognition for
Well,
what
Bumo's
he's
not going to be back, is
done.
he? And Bumo's not going to be back till Sunday, so he's not playing. But we've got him back from Man City, which is brilliant, and that's what we need. He's still going to be match fit. We could have Ahmad back for the City game as well. He's going to be match fit, so no, it's all great for us. Now, I was really impressed with Lacey, so I wanted to make that point.
Yeah. But do you think Fletcher should choose a play like Shae Lacey to start, or do you think it's too soon?
No, it wouldn't upset me. If you'd asked me a week ago, yeah, I would have said way too soon. And I did say, bring him on. Why? Starting why? I've seen snippets of a proper Manchester United footballer, because that's what they do. They get the ball. Ryan Giggs, when he was 17, didn't dick about. People can have a go at Ronaldo when he came against Bolton. He didn't dick about. He was a proper Manchester United footballer. Even then at 17, 18, he had a go. Manchester United fans will never have a pop at a player that has a go. And he came on for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and he played really, really well. So give him a go. Why not? Look, the club.
Why I'm saying this is because I think we need something to look forward to. I think we need something to cheer us up, because I think we are, as a fan base, we are a little bit down now. We are angry at the owners. We are not happy with Amorim signings. Not because we thought that Amorim was the end all and be all, but the way it happened, and I think he got a sack for the wrong reasons. And it's always been about, being able to communicate, and I think it was poor communication from the leadership, and they solved the Amorim thing really bad. And that's the way I thought Amorim would be sacked. And also now with the Ineos, the Glazers thing, we have players out. We are not doing well. We're not winning games. So we need our soul back. We need something to look forward to. And I think Lacey could be like the solution, just to get us off our seat.
Why not? I don't disagree. I think, interestingly, though, Fletcher may have been informed by the board that we need a cup run, so he might not be able to risk it. But I would give it a go. But we'll see. We've got to pick the team.
He's either the guy in charge or not. Haven't we learned anything?
But I would have played.
Why should Wilcox or Berarda or anyone have a say in what Fletcher's doing? He appointed him to be the man in charge, even though it's just for 2 games. It's up to him to solve this. Do we trust him or not?
I wanted Martinez at holding midfielder.
Yeah,
and I knew he wouldn't do it, but I wanted him there because I think it would have given us way more balance. It would have gone on and beaten Burnley a lot easier. Well, we got the draw anyway, so be interesting.
28 likes according to Bilal. I am titanium. So guys, do us a favor and smash the like. And also, we have not many viewers on X by the moment, 46. So if you haven't, do me a favor and press this link, go to X and share and like the stream, so we can reach out to a bigger audience.
I couldn't get it sent. I'll try and send it again. Oh, dear.
And Das comes in exactly too many cooks now. Yeah, that's the thing. I think we have too many people trying to have a say. I saw the press conference with Fletcher. I trust Fletcher at the moment. he looks like a guy in charge. It's so good hearing a guy speaking a little bit with the English with a Scottish accent, and it
Yeah,
reminds me of the good old days. It's it's something special. And to be honest, I wouldn't be, from what I know now about Fletcher, I wouldn't be sad if Ollie didn't get the interim job and we kept Fletcher for the remainder of the season. From what I've seen so far, things can change, but right now, I feel, yeah, why not?
I don't think, unfortunately, our board are that bright. So that's my opinion on it. If you're interviewing Ollie and you're making a decision to bring in an interim, that would be my thoughts.
Yeah, that's the most sensible thing. But this came out, and I mentioned it in the beginning, so we can just bring it up here, and I just need to enhance it a little bit. So Ole Gunnar Solskjær will hold face-to-face talk with Manchester United on Saturday over the caretaker role until the end of the season. Michael Carrick also in contention, and meet with Omar Barada and Jason Wilcox on Thursday. So they never plan to make any decision on the caretaker until, let me just scroll down, until a formal face-to-face talk with both candidates and a conversation with the current interim Darren Fletcher. So either way, I think Fletcher will be on board with the new manager and maybe be his assistant or on the managing team. So it wouldn't be the caretaker's role solely alone to do the part. If Ole comes in, I'm 100% sure that Fletcher will be around in some sort to help out.
I would think so. I mean, I don't know what's happening with the under-18s at the moment because that's where he was coaching, wasn't it? So, and Evans came back. Don't forget, he had this loans manager role, but he didn't want to do that. So, good night, Catherine, my darling.
Good night, Catherine. Thank you for tuning in.
And but he was on the bench, wasn't he, at Burnley? He'll be on the bench again on Sunday. They got to make a decision. The board as what they do, whether they stick with Fletcher or they bring in an interim. Jamie says, why don't we hire a permanent manager now? I don't think he's available now, the one that they want. And I think that's the issue. I kind of agree with you, Jarvis. I think they want Tuchel. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's my gut feeling at the moment. I think Thomas Tuchel is the guy coming into the summer.
He's kind of said, because his contract expires after the World Cup. So I've got a feeling we're looking at Tuchel. Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Let's talk a little bit about Thomas Tuchel. For me, he's a cup manager. He won the Champions League. I think he's stubborn. He likes it his way. He has a temperament. He has experience. He managed PSG. He's managed Chelsea. He's been around the game for many years. For me, he doesn't look like a guy who play along. I think he has his own opinions and stand by them 100%. And in his tactics, he's all over the place. He doesn't have one single tactic. He's more pragmatic. He can change it from game to game.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about a guy like Thomas Tuchel?
I don't mind Tuchel because I think we need somebody who's going to challenge the board, and I think he will. Jamie's right; he'll want full control, and I like that. And I think we need that. I think somebody's got to put Barada and Wilcox particularly in his place. If you make a mistake with this hire now, we're talking the same conversation in 2 years' time, and we deserve better. He turns us down because he wanted that break. But I think coming again, if Manchester United go again at him, I think yes, he will be interested, and I think he would want Manchester United. I was on here the other day prior to the Burnley game, and I said Luis Enrique, didn't I? I said it'd be a dream.
You said so, yeah.
Point. And I stand by that. But I actually think the better pragmatic manager, which is what we need, is a Thomas Tuchel type of guy. And I think we need to bring him in. He will bring in a more experienced coaching team with him. His backroom team will be more experienced. He knows the Premier League. He knows Europe. And he knows global football now. National football, for the better phrase.
Yeah.
He's
but that's championship level in a way.
Yes.
Besides from the pressure. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. He's not a specific three at the back. Jarvis, I think you're right. I think he
can play back three, back four, back five.
Played whatever he feels will win the game of football. Now, slowly but surely turning us around. Don't think we're playing great football for England, but the interesting thing, what Tuchel will do, he'll make us hard to beat again. Now, fair play to Amorim. Amorim was making us very difficult to beat. You don't draw them as many games as we do, as have done, if you're easy to beat, because you just go and you lose the games. So he's made us hard to beat, and I think Tuchel. Mark, this is what I was going to come on to next. There'll be no passengers under a Thomas Tuchel side either. No. He left Jude Bellingham out. He wasn't playing at Real Madrid, so he's not playing for England. He made it very, very clear. Same with Phil Foden. You weren't playing for City at the time. You weren't playing very well. You're not getting in the squad, etc. So he will do that. He will also be able to turn heads in the player purchasing department. There are players that we may go after that will respect Thomas Tuchel more. I know they'd respect Luis Enrique, obviously. Xavi is a good coach, but again, is he right for Manchester United? Jamie, I know you want Xavi, but is he right for Manchester United? I know he had a brilliant Barcelona team, which good old Felix, whatever his name is, he was in Barcelona. Anyway, the Barcelona coach is benefiting from. Get me words out in a minute, crikey.
That's okay, Stu. That's okay.
I'm tired. Benefiting from, and
tired from shoveling snow. That's the thing.
Yes, that's my trouble. Yeah, maybe Xavi would be a call, but I think all roads lead to Tuchel. I do think they would look at Emery, but I don't think we've got any hope of getting Emery anyway. I really don't. I'm not really sure why Emery would come from Aston Villa to Manchester United. Although Manchester United is still the draw, and what a club. But I would be looking at it as an Emery type manager and think it's a dead man walking position. I think a Tuchel guy, he's got a bit more about him, and I think he would go in and.
I see the Xavi is the hipster type of manager. He comes in with a very beautiful way of playing football, possession, attacking, and all.
Got the players.
Tuchel is more of the pragmatic type. It could end up being a little bit boring for us Man United fans. I like Tuchel in a way. But I think his football will be too boring for Man United in the long run. So I don't see him lasting. I think a lot of people will be pissed off because of the way we play football. I don't think it's the Man United way, being pragmatic, sitting deep, seeing out games when we're up 1-0, trying to play on results all the time. We can do it now and then in important games, but not as our bread and butter. And I think this is where the Tuchel thing will fail with us Man United fans, but it's just my concerns when it comes to Thomas Tuchel.
I think as fans, we're going to have to put up with boring football. That's my thought process on it. I think at the moment, beggars can't be choosers. You've got to go for, people are talking about the best in class, etc., etc., etc. I'm not saying he's the best in class, but he's going to be the one that's going to steady the ship, make us stubborn like he is. He's stubborn. We will be stubborn as a team. And I think that's what we need in the interim period. And we're just going to have to put up with that. I think if you get someone like Xavi in, we ain't got the players for him.
Yeah.
To play the way that he wants to play.
No, not at all. Not at all. And not players who can actually do this, having those understanding of the game, stretching the pitch, having the right technique.
We can't afford to bring Xavi in because we can't afford his salary. Well,
we have to buy 10 new players for it to work.
We've got to buy 10 new players for Xavi, so waste of time. Whereas I think Tuchel can come in and mould, get rid of some of these players, but do with something straight away.
Yeah, but I don't see Tuchel coming in and winning the league. I think he will still be a stepping stone manager for the next stage. I think he will come in, he will actually stabilize us, but I don't see him being the guy getting us back to
the league. But whatever we do next,
the promised land.
Yeah, whatever we do next, we can't dick about with 2 years and you're gone. 5 years, the end. That's it. You're in for 5 years. Whatever you do, wherever it goes, however bad it is, however good it is, you're in for 5 years. Okay, and we'll make a decision in year 4 as to where you want to be and where we think we want to be. But all this coming in for 2 years, bollocks, can't do it anymore. We've got to stop. You have to stop because you bring in Tuchel. I think he could utilise the bulk of this squad. I think he gets rid of Shaw. I think he gets rid of Bruno. Personally, I think he gets rid of Agate. Well, actually, no. I think he'll keep Agate. Actually, I think Agate.
But Stu,
would play.
I just want to say something. I think that the guy in the beginning was right. You are lagging a little bit, not much, but just a tiny little bit. Sometimes you drop a little bit out, but
you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Oh well, we're having an hour in the show anyway.
Yeah. But I was just going to say, when it comes to Thomas Tuchel, and if you look at his history, you know, he started with Mainz in the Bundesliga. He took Mainz, took over after Jurgen Klopp actually, and you know they were known for pressing and you know the Gegenpress, the German way of playing football at the time.
Yeah.
And after that he became the manager. Yet again, he succeeded Jurgen Klopp as the Borussia Dortmund manager, and they won the Bundesliga. But he was sacked after a while because he clashed with the club hierarchy again. And he did the same at PSG. He fell out with the sporting director. It was Leonardo, the Brazilian guy at that time, and also with Chelsea. You know, he was dismissed because the ownership and internal tension. So it's always relationship issues. And if you are looking for a guy for 5 years, this is where I see the problems coming in with Thomas Tuchel, because he won't have it. You know, that's the thing. And we know our structure. We know how Wilcox and Barada, they have been exposed. We know how Jim is. He's been exposed. I don't think they have the discipline to sit back and let him do his job.
But I think we need that. I think we need that type of manager to go in and turn around and say, leave me alone, stay away. I'll come to you when I need something. Other than that, piss off. Because you've got to do this. Because other than that, otherwise, what do? You bring in Xavi for whatever. Xavi turns around and says, right, I want 80 million a year to manage the club. But I want these 5 players because my system won't work unless I get these 5 players. Okay, that's what I need to make Manchester United. Oh, we're not going to do that. Ooh, okay, so Xavi's out of the equation. What do? If you keep returning and turning the circle, and people have said nobody gets 5 years, it's a results-based business. Well, we're not going to. If that's the case, everybody, we're not going to win the league. Until we all accept that as fans, you keep changing the manager every 2 years, we're not winning the league.
I think Areola, not Areola, the Arsenal manager.
He's in year 6. Arteta.
Arteta, is it his 7th year now?
Or 6 or 7.
Sixth or 7th year. So I think it tells you a little bit about the time it takes to build a winning squad. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And I think you are completely right, Stu. I agree. You know, and I believe in longevity. I think that's the way. Or the second option is splashing the cash, and we don't have the money. So I think this is where the problem lies.
So Roy Keane mentioned Eddie Howe, didn't he? I said to Eddie Howe, didn't I say he's an interim manager? I don't know, before Amorim came in. Do you remember? I mentioned Eddie Howe for 6 months. Right, Eddie Howe, wasting time, blah, 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 blah. Roy Keane once, looks at Eddie Howe and he thinks he's great because he's big game. But again, do we want to risk Eddie Howe having a brilliant first season and all dropping off, a little bit like Eric Ten Hag did in a way? He had an okay first season. It all went, falls apart. If we keep changing and we keep pushing the cycle every 2 years, we're never going to get anywhere. We just won't.
No. Sorry, I got a message to you.
Oh, no. Yeah, no problem. But anyway, going back to Thomas Tuchel, I just think that he would open Barada's and Wilcox's eyes as to what a proper manager is. Now, bearing in mind, though, Jarvis, Wilcox has played under Kenny Dalglish.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he actually did. Yeah, on the Blackburn days.
Proper manager. He knows what running a football club or playing under a manager is. Volps is right. It's a depressing cycle of misery. Absolutely, I totally agree. So I'm just a bit worried if we went for a Xavi type person or we went for.
I wouldn't go for a Xavi. We can't go for a hipster manager. We tried it now 2 times in a row, and it costs too much money. It takes too much time, and we are at the place where we need to stabilize the ship. We need to qualify for Europe, at least Europa League. But we should go for Champions League. That's our standard every year. I know it's like Arsene Wenger in his last 10 years of Arsenal, always coming in fourth. But I think that's the minimum standard for Man United. We should win a cup now and then, and when we gradually can build this team, that's why I'm saying Thomas Tuchel can come in and be a stepping stone for the next man. But we need to stabilize. We need to get into the best company of football, play in the Champions League, get the experience, come to a quarterfinal, maybe a semi-final at best sometimes, and then next time we can go for the big name, the guy who can come in, Chavez or whatever,
or whoever. But we need to be in a position where we can grow. I mean, Marcus, he's right. We probably spent £100 million alone on sacking managers in compensation, plus their salary, by the way. That we've been paid before, so we've probably paid 150 million in sacking people. It's fucking dumb. It's just dumb.
Yes, and shit. There are possibilities, but we are using StreamYard. I see the Muppeteers have voice messages on stream, but I don't know how to fix it. I'm not that technically astute when it comes to this.
If you know,
I leave all the technical stuff to Stu. He's much better than me. He works in IT.
I have people do it for me. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing.
You should call you guys.
Yeah, I'm a clown. Well, I'm a clown when it comes to IT. You know that.
Yeah. Rushmano just sent me an update.
Just a quick one. I think Danny B. It is Danny B. This one, isn't it? I keep forgetting.
No. That's DJ Superfly guy. DJ Superfly guy.
Yes, yeah. I keep forgetting. DJ Superfly guy. Apologies, mate. But he's got a point. Everybody thought, Thomas Frank. Can't handle it at Spurs at the minute, can he?
No, he's doing terrible.
This is the danger of what we're talking about. So great point, DJ Superfly guy.
Yeah.
I did mention Jarvis. Did I or did I not? Jarvis, would you like to tell Ramo 6482 what my scenario was? Would you like to tell him?
You had the feel good Carlo coming in with his cigars and actually getting some good vibes into the group, coming with his aura, his Champions Leagues, carrying them into the locker room, saying to the guys, look here, this is how we're going to do it, guys. And no one would dare to challenge him. No player power, nothing. No Umar Berrada coming in, knocking on his door and tell him how to play and nothing. He would be the man.
Yes.
Ancelotti. And you said it, Stu. I agree. That will be the ideal scenario for me. He would be the guy who can come in and actually fix this.
And put Fletcher alongside him as his number 2, or bring in Kieran McKenna as number 2, somebody like that for 2 years, 18 months, 2 years. And then you hand over the reins. It'd be absolutely brilliant. I did mention that a couple of days ago.
Yeah, you did. And, that's a good take. Don Carlo. I'll give you an offer you can't refuse. Well, this is the update Rosmano sent me, and it's about Jason Wilcox, and a lot of focus. This comes in from David Ornstein in an interview with NBC Sports, saying a lot of focus will come on Jason Wilcox as the sporting director, whose decision it will be over his this caretaker. He'll also be key voice for the permanent, as will Omar Barada, and ultimately at top of the tree on Manchester United, Sir Jim Ratcliffe. That is why eyes are turning to him as well. But for now, Darren Fletcher. So basically, we are putting pressure on Wilcox, and he's under scrutiny. And if he gets this wrong, I think his days are numbered when it comes to Man United. And it's not a place where you are actually learning on the job, because there's no room for mistakes at Man United, and we can't keep doing this. We can't keep hitting the reset button every 18 months. We don't have the money, we don't have the time, we don't have the patience. We're fed up, and I think Sir Jim understands this. So I think maybe Wilcox will be gone in the summer, nevertheless. I think
he goes. I don't think he survives. Yeah. I think in the summer he goes. I think there's real problems there. It just hasn't worked out. Wilcox just doesn't know what he's doing. Get him as technical director, fair enough, but sporting director, no.
It's too big of a job.
We should never have sacked Ashworth, whether Wilcox got on with him or not. Tough.
Van der Sar should be the guy we should bring in.
I would bring him in tomorrow. I think Van der Sar would be fantastic. He would be absolutely brilliant for us. So.
And Football Unfiltered comes in. It's all no filters, saying Wilcox is an amateur. And
he's right.
You're right, 100%.
Yeah, 100% he's an amateur.
Yeah. So for me, sack him, bring in someone who knows what they're actually doing. And Wolf says Wilcox is worst in class, and I think this is
100%.
This is where we are at the moment. Do I have any other news? Yes, there's 2 news. There's one on this guy, our midfielder,
Toby Collier.
Toby Collier. Hull City are in talks with Manchester United over the potential loan signing of Toby Collier. So. I don't know, Stu, do you know anything about Hull? I know Harry Maguire came from Hull, Andy Robertson came from Hull, but I haven't seen much from them in the last couple of years. How are they as a club? Are they a well-functioning club, or?
Not really. They're a bit of a basket case of a club, to be honest. But West Brom are also a bit of a basket case of a club. So I don't think it's a great move for him, Hull City. I think if I was him, if I was Collier, I'd be turning that loan down and saying, no. Try and get yourself into Birmingham, somewhere like that, Wrexham, clubs that are on the up at the minute. Frankie Lampard at Coventry. Try and get into a much higher club where you're struggling to play, because that's what you need. You need to be able to push yourself. So I think he's a brilliant player. I like him. But not for me. They're a bit of a basket case.
Collier haven't had a successful loan spell.
He's been out in a few.
Yeah, West Brom, he returns, and I don't know how many games he's played, but not many, maybe a handful, less, maybe 10 games, maybe. Most of them are subs.
Yeah, he's never. No. Even last season, I don't think didn't he go out on loan, or was he injured last season? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Oh, Sansheet's back in with another 40 minutes. Undercover spies for City. You wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. But no, it's yeah. I like it. It's a nice. Yeah, I like it. Thank you for that. That's great.
Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Sanchit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in other news, this came out today. It's also about me and Bath Time. Darius talked a little bit about it's maybe Rashford coming back if we have a new manager. But Rashford's camp say they want to keep him. Barcelona wants to keep him beyond June 2026, and the negotiations with Man United will begin soon with a 30 million buyout by option in place. So Rashford is happy at Barcelona, and this is according to Fabrizio Romano. So I think this is the last we will see of Rashford, according to the sources.
No,
but you know,
I don't think they can afford 30 million, can they? Well, the problem is, I don't think they can afford it.
So do you think they will try to lowball us?
Oh, probably. Yeah, I don't think they can afford 30 million. They have always have. They've had for the last 5 years registration problems, haven't they? Because they're in so much debt. I think he's got to go. Absolutely, 100%. He's got to go, and the sooner the better. But whether or not Barcelona can afford him, I don't know.
But let's say the scenario will be getting a new manager who needs inverted wingers who can score goals. And he says that I want Rashford or a Rashford type of player. Would it be sensible to sell Rashford, let's say 30 or 25 million pounds, and bring in?
He won't want to come back, Rashford. Anyway, if you're Marcus Rashford, you're not going to want to come back. You're going to want to push for. I agree, Mr. B. Yeah, you're going to push for Barcelona, but again, I think there'll be an issue financially. He might just turn around, and Rashford's probably got the money to buy himself into Barcelona or buy himself out of his contract. He's probably got the finances to be able to do that. So there could be a deal where he comes to Manchester United as a mutual agreement on terms of the money. I'll give you this, or I won't take the bonus, my loyalty bonus. All this kind of bullshit that we don't even hear about. You remember a couple of weeks ago, Kylian Mbappe won 68 million euros on loyalty bonuses and unpaid wages. This is stuff you don't hear about. So I'm pretty sure Rashford could probably strike a deal with, and then maybe go as a free agent to Barcelona, where they may be able to sign him. I don't think we get. Yeah. We probably look. I think it could even be documented. We get money. Who knows? But I'm with Mr. B. I just don't see where Barcelona can afford 30 million, because they might have other options or kind of needs up and above Rashford. So it'd be quite interesting, that one.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. I don't have any more news. I see we have a couple of questions, so we can do a short Q&A at the end of the show, but we have to do the preview. We have to talk about the Brighton FA Cup game for you guys. And we are playing them Sunday. I think it's 4:30 UK time. Sunday evening. And it's a good old FA Cup. It's our only chance of silverware this season. And for me, I think we should win this game. Brighton is good. I always had a lot of respect for Brighton, and now the new German manager Hürsler, I think he's good, but he plays attractive football. They always play on the break. They never keep the ball for keeping the ball's sake. They are very direct in the way they play. So it could be, we could see a hell of a game, an open-ended game shifting from one side to another, and it could just be end with the team who's most clinical will win it. Lots of shots both ways.
Yeah, but they're not scoring goals, are they, Brighton? Which is good for us, because we weren't scoring goals, but maybe we are now. They gave City a real problem, didn't they, on Wednesday? City couldn't get over them. Pascal Gross is back.
Pascal Gross, yes.
Their old player. And he's made a big impact immediately already. So
always liked Pascal Gross. He's so calm on the ball. Hardworking, nothing flashy, but he scores a lot of goals, and he's also a penalty taker. So, and he brings a lot of experience.
What about Trossard at Arsenal? He's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Nothing flashy, scores goals, gives you 100%. Those are
Mm.
type of players that you need in football teams, and Pascal Gross is brilliant. I expect a very tight game, actually. I expect an open game, but a tight game. And I think, Matoma, brilliant.
Mm.
Not as
He
good as
scored
last
the last
season.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, not as good as last season. I think he's just finding his last season's form, isn't he? No. But I think, Rushmani beat me to it. I think we scrape it. I think Cesko scores again, but I think we scrape it 2-1. I think it'll be a really good game. Should be a fun game. Because I think Fletcher's going to want to put on a performance at Old Trafford for sure. You're at Old Trafford now. Maybe even he won't play it, but maybe even a 4-4-2. My old mate, he might go into this.
I think we will see the diamond. To be honest, I think the
I think
diamond
we'll
is
see the
coming
diamond.
now. I think it was very successful with Ugarte and Bruno. We have two actually hardworking players who run
I
so
think
hard
we'll see the
in that
diamond as
role.
well.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd love a 4-4-2 really with two.
But if you go by the Burnley game, Bruno actually didn't play well when he played high up the pitch as a second striker. So he had to drop a little bit deeper,
played
and
better
that's
than he
when we
once he
saw the
came
best
on.
from Bruno.
Yeah,
And I think Bruno had a wonderful game against Burnley. I really rated how he actually solved that solution. And
he was
um,
better. Yeah,
him
for
and
sure.
Ugarte, he has someone with him, who opens up space and runs a
Well,
lot.
I actually think Agate is a Darren Fletcher type player because he's Darren Fletcher player. Darren Fletcher was never a player that would set the world alight, but he was extremely competent. And I think with the right players around him, I think he's a competent player. Agate, we just haven't seen it. We haven't used him correctly as everyone else. So.
Well, he's not brilliant on the ball, but his work rate is
Oh
good.
no,
And
terrible.
actually, I felt that he was running around like a headless chicken a lot of the time. But I
Yeah,
see his movement. He goes centrally, drags the players out in the right moment, and he opens up space for other players. So I think in a way, maybe it's a little bit underrated. His movement is, or at least what I've seen in the last couple of games. I like what I saw.
he was better against Burnley for
Yeah.
sure. And I thought he was good against Leeds because to be honest, I thought Leeds was a really difficult game. I said to you tonight, it's a tough game. There's some games you watch and you think, fucking hell, would I want to be out there? It was a tough goal game. And when we come away with the result, didn't we? So I think it'll be a really fascinating game, Jarvis. I think Fletcher's going to want to put on a show. For sure, I do. I think he's going to want expansive football. I agree with you. I think he's going to use Ugarte and Bruno to do that. I think he's going to use Dorgo to do that. And I think he's going to want to set the world alight. I think he's going to want to set Old Trafford alight. I always remember Ollie's first game in charge at Old Trafford.
Yes.
Set Old Trafford alight.
Mm.
Root tried the same, and I think that's what you're going to see. You're going to see a burn in Old Trafford, but I don't think it'll be an easy game. I think it'll be a tight game because I think Brighton are starting to develop a tiny piece of form at the moment. I know City aren't playing well. Rodri in particular.
Yeah, he looks sluggish. He looks sluggish.
He's sluggish, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they've gone for Semenyo for a reason. Whether or not, though, he usurps Mr. Foden or not, I don't know. That'll be interesting to see. Anyway, that's their issue, not ours.
Semenyo.
Yeah, whether he usurps that, but I think
Is Semenyo cup tied?
He'll play against us in the league.
Yeah, this is the first round, so he can play for City.
Yeah, he can play for City. I think. Yeah. But anyway, for us, I think we're going to be in for a tough afternoon, pal. I really do, and I think we'll scrape over the line 2-1. But Welbeck's going to come, isn't he? Sorry, Darren.
Always.
I'll just pop one in, peel away, and all that.
But the thing is, we can't give Welbeck space to drop down. We can't let ourselves get dragged down. We need a number 6 who's sharp. Casemiro needs to be on his game and know when Welbeck comes, you shout to your centre backs.
Yeah.
Take over, do the job, let him run. It doesn't matter. But we can't be dragged out, because then we know they have players like Ayari, like Mitoma, others who will attack that space Welbeck leaves behind. And we've seen this. I've analyzed Brighton so many times, and
Oh, we have. Yeah,
and Hursler.
this is
So
why we have. Yeah,
it's not rocket
that's it.
science, and
No.
I'm sure that Fletcher knows this, how they are
No,
going to try
no, I
to
agree.
open us up.
Welbeck's going to play in the pocket. We know
Yeah.
that because that's where he plays. He thrives in the pocket. But Welbeck's pocket is bigger than most strikers. He will play almost as a floating 8 and a 10 and a 9.
Yeah.
He's very, very clever at dragging, as you quite rightly say, Casemiro out of position into this double pocket that he likes rather than a shorter pocket. But this is where I felt, I don't know if Mark's watching, where Cesko looked more like a striker because he played in the smaller pocket and he got in right in the middle on 2 occasions. Well, slightly to the right, obviously, in his first goal, but he started centrally. He scored 2 very, very good goals. So we are going to need him to push back and press Dunk if Dunk's playing, and whoever his partner is, because we got battered by Dunk and that fucking gingerhead. What's his name? You know the one.
Van Hecke.
Yeah, Van Hecke.
I love Van Hecke as a player. He's very ball playing, but he has no
Brilliant.
compromise. He goes in hard, but he has a dirty side of his play, but he's also a ball playing centre back. So he's one of the players I would actually go for if we should sign.
I know you're Van Hecke. I know
he's my type of centre back.
That's what
good
I
on
like.
the ball.
He's my type of centre back. He's a bit harder.
Yeah.
Van Hecke was brilliant. If you remember last time we played Brighton, and we both, I think we both singled him out for praise because I thought he was excellent. One of the things though, he's facing a different type of Cesko. I think 2 weeks ago, if you'd asked Van Hecke and Dunk, Cesko, yes, different type of Cesko. I think you will see Sunday again.
He will struggle. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. I agree with you. I'd still maintain, big up Danny, I still maintain, Jarvis, I'd have Martinez as a 6. I still maintain that. And I think he offers better balance, but it's not going to happen. So I'm not going to even bother mentioning it anymore.
Disagree a little bit, Stu. You're not wrong. But from my perspective, how I see football when it comes to Martinez, I saw it against Burnley. Now we do it the good old way. We drag the centre backs, we play with the goalkeeper centrally, and we move up our wing backs, or fullbacks as it's called nowadays.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when you play in a build up in a 3-2 setup, 2 centre backs, 1 number 6, you have to have ball playing centre backs. This is why I don't trust Maguire or Heaven or Euro or whoever comes in and play for a player like Martinez. I think we need Martinez, and we could see it a couple of times against Burnley. Martinez just playing, a risky pass centrally to Ugarte. Ugarte receives the ball and starts running with it into open space.
I would only counter it slightly. Yeah, where I would only counter that slightly, by the way, and it is only slightly, is Martinez is doing that in a position where a fucking 6 would be. That's the only reason I would counter that slightly, because he's stepping into that place. So
but I don't see him carrying the ball, running with it and getting the transition, because I think a lot of this Fletcher type of football now is about transitions. And we know by statistics, 51 or 53% of all goals are scored on transitions.
Yeah.
It's every time you take teams out of balance. This is how you get goals.
I don't want to see him as a transition player. I want to see him as a specialist.
Big up below.
I want to see him as thank you again, me old mate. I want to see him as a specialist ball player, because what you were talking about, he has that ability to deliver across the pitch. That's why I think he's a great 6. Although I take your point about how Fletcher's utilising him. I do. I take your point on that, and I think it did work very, very well. Can't wait to see what happens Sunday. My big TV is up, my old mate.
Oh.
Not as big as yours, I know.
150 inches? No,
unfortunately, yours is 10 inches bigger than mine. If I'd known that, right?
It's an old TV, it's many years since I bought it,
So I was bragging about my TV to my old mate Jarvis, and he said, "What, 65 inches? Is that what you got?" Mine's 75. I thought, bastard, I would have got a fucking 80 or 90 if I know.
You should just gone for it.
Just to annoy you. Just to annoy you. No, but, I'm looking forward to it. I'm with you though, Jarvis. I think we've got to win. I think he's got to pick a team to win. Would I go with Lacey to start with? I don't see why not. Actually, I don't see why not. He won't, and we both know that. But I don't see why not. But I would like to see him come on. But I think Jake is going up Sunday. He's really looking forward to it. And I think you're going to see a rocking Manchester United because the fans are going to go right behind Fletcher. They're going to want him at Old Trafford. They're going to get right behind him. Johnny Evans is on the bench. It's going to be nice to see again, isn't it? That, the old school faces. I think Barada and Wilcox are going to get absolutely hounded with booze and that type of stuff, on Sunday, which is great. And I want to see that. But I'm really, really looking.
Did you see them in the Burnley game sitting there like almost disappearing into the...
Pathetic. The pair of them.
It's so cringe. It's please, grow a backbone. I know they're struggling, but at least sit there and take it. Don't hide.
Sit there high up and have an expression, not a fucking blank expression that I punch him in the face to make him smile or do something. Sanchit, you are an absolute legend, my mate. Thank you so much. We try to be therapeutical, but we're not always.
We're not.
As Pappy would say, go Man United, but we all know it's glory Man United. Pappy will never live that down, will he? Botswana Pappy, everybody. We say this occasionally because Botswana Pappy went with go Man United. Glory Man United.
Again, legends and she, thank you so much for the donations. You are really helping out the channel. You are. And then also from Bilal and all of you guys, contributing with likes and shares and, subscriptions and sharing and all, whatever it takes, you guys are actually doing a vital role for the channel. And, we couldn't have done it without you. You are the channel, it's just you and I. We are just here.
We're nothing. We are. You guys are the channel. Me and Jarvis. Half the time we wing it. To be honest, Jarvis will have an idea what he wants the show to be, but it never really turns out that way because we all like talking about football and stuff. So
but it's the chat who makes the show. That's the thing.
I agree with it. 100%.
Always. And talking about super chats, I got a in the last show we got a super non-live chat from 21 Century Vampire. He gave us a £20 donation, so thank you so much for that one. 21 Century Vampire. So he said only found out today that I can contribute to the channel even when not catching the live show. So thank you so much.
We need to do a show for Sanchit. Sanchit, what would be the best time for us to do a show for your part of the world? Because me and Jarvis do need to do that because 21st Century and yourselves are huge contributors to us, so we do want to do that. There is a question here from Bilal. Actually, there's a So my score prediction is 2-1. It is 2-1, but I think Cesko carries on his scoring run, and I do believe you're going to see a Bruno penalty, and I think Lamans will probably get done by Welbeck. Sorry to say. But I think he will.
I think Lamans is a living wall. Nothing can pass. Lamans. Very good. Very good. We have a membership chat from Rushmano being a member for over 10 months.
Thank you so much.
One of the legends, Rushmano coming in and say 1st of February, Old Trafford, bring your passion. And 100% Rushmano.
Mark is saying it's 2:31 a.m. in the UAE. Thank you for staying up to listen to two old football nerds. That is absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. And let us know when you're back in the UK. It'll be absolutely superb. Oh man, that's brilliant.
Um,
What we got? Oh,
Stu, I want to just I won't leave Rushmano just yet, because this one,
sorry, Rush.
Rushmano
Sorry,
has his own X account, and if you don't, if you haven't seen it, go subscribe. The name is Transfers United, and he put this one out. It has 178 retweets, 829 likes, 12 bookmarks, a lot of comments, and Rushmano, he will go to the protest. He's a fan, a lifetime Man United fan, and he believes in this. So, what they're singing, it's not something you should do directly, but at least it's about the protest. So listen up. Yeah, this was the good version, not the one about yeah.
Yes.
So thank you so much, and Rushmano, he means it. He stands up for his club. He will go there, and if you are in the Manchester area, if you are a match-going fan, even if you're not a match-going fan, if you have the chance, you should go and support the 58s and the protest.
You should. I think it's massively important now that we operate the single voice again. But please, my message is always do it peacefully.
Always.
Jamie's mom's cat's missing. Jamie, don't take this the wrong way, but I am hugely allergic to cats. So I'm truly sorry about that. But if anyone's in and around Jamie's area and you see Jamie's mom's cat, then help him out, because
Sorry for me laughing, Jamie. It's not about your cat. I'm just laughing. Stu. The first thing he has is in mind, I'm hugely allergic to cats.
I have to say this all the time. When I was
It's so funny.
When I was 18 and I was single, I met this bird on a nightclub, and I was giving her the moves, and she invited me back to her place, and she didn't tell me she got cats, and she had 4 cats. And after about 10 minutes, my eyes were streaming. I couldn't breathe. So I had to unceremoniously duck out early. Not good. I'm at Rushmano knows. Not good. I always come home. Hey, the cat's back. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. What's his name, Jamie?
Fantastic. I bet you the cat has Man United name.
Everybody's chuffed. Look, everybody's chuffed. Great. I'm glad the cat is brilliant about that. But no,
So Stu, you don't like cats?
I'm not a pet lover. We don't have a dog, and no cats. I'm just totally. Yes, my eyes stream. It's terrible. Can't breathe and that. But
I like cats.
Yeah, have you got one?
Not at the moment. No.
Why did you go like that when I said, "Have you got a cat?" Look, what were you thinking of? Is what I want to know. Football and yeah. Nikki says I need to toughen up. It's horrible. The cat fur gets on my chest.
Oh, we have some gifted memberships coming in from Gavin Underwood. Thank you so much, Gavin. Top man.
Go, I'll let you read them out.
Well, I can read it, but we need to play Gavin a tune for the gifted memberships, because we have quite a substantial membership growing now. I think we have to be close to 100 right now. So you guys, let's play the jingle.
I should get my drumsticks out.
Yes, get your drumsticks. You always say that, but you never get your drumsticks.
They're there. My drumsticks are there. I could walk around my desk and get my drumsticks. They're there. I've got 2 sets. I've got a black set and a wooden set.
Do you do like the one thing and you just throw them up and like?
Look, I can't even put a beat together, let alone throw up in the air and twizzle them in my hands. Crikey. I don't know how to play them just before I start doing all of that. Darren, you're an absolute legend. Who's the?
Let me try to read them out. You know, I always slate you guys' names, but I will try. We have Daniel. Help me
Anyway,
out with this first one. Daniel Ariaha, something. So sorry. We have Kidmonger, we have Yikes, Stephen Holland, and Sean Bundell. Thank you, guys, and welcome to the club. And don't forget to thank Gavin Underwood for his lovely donation.
Welcome,
and your
Gavin.
membership.
Gavin, that means a lot to me and Jarvis. I just thank you so much.
Yes.
It really does.
Guys, if you haven't, do us a favor, smash the like. You know, we are on.
Yes.
I think we're on 43 likes. Let's at least get to a 50. I know it's a slow day. It's Friday night, but you know, we have on average 50 to 60 people watching all the time in and out. So if everybody had smashed the like, it would have been on 200-300 right now. So
we would have, yes.
Yeah.
Jamie's cats are called Batman and Robin. A good friend of mine loves Batman. He's got Batman Crocs and everything. He's a big Batman.
I loved Batman on TV when I was growing up. You know, the TV show, you know, the old one, old one, you know, with the.
Oh, yeah, they were brilliant.
What's his name? Adam
West.
Actor. Adam West, yeah.
Adam West. My favorite ever one was when
was
when he was supposed to be attacked by the shark, and it was as rubber as it gets. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. He's trying to beat this rubber shark up on his foot. Fucking hilarious. I love the Joker. It's one of my favorite characters in Batman is the Joker.
The Joker.
The way that they did it. The original actor, I don't know his name. He was just amazing.
On the first movie.
Yeah, in Adam West's time.
Yeah.
The original actor on the show, the way he was laughing and all that. Is
the Joker. Yeah. Okay.
What
about the Penguin?
Daz, we were wondering what our first clue was that you like Superman.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know
Thank you for that information, Daz.
So Helga comes in, Heath Ledger. So he was he's a very good Joker, wasn't he? He was Batman Begins, Returns, one of those.
Yeah.
So
what's your favorite Batman movie? I really liked the first one in 1988 with
Michael Keaton. I'm going to go with
and Jack Nicholson, especially Jack Nicholson.
Yes,
you know.
Yes. I'm actually going to go with Batman and Robin, only because Alicia Silverstone is in there and she's fit as.
Wasn't it Michelle Pfeiffer who played in the original one?
She was the Catwoman. She was Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah. But Batman and Robin with George Clooney and
Arnold Schwarzenegger was the ice.
What's his name? He was the Iceman. Yeah.
Yeah. And he also had the Quentin Tarantino lady who always places in movies. You know, the guy, Potion.
Yeah. She was
Uma Thurman.
Yeah, she was Poison Ivy.
Mr. Freeze.
That's it. Yeah, she was Poison Ivy, and Tommy Lee Jones did Two-Face. He was brilliant. The Riddler was Jim Carrey, wasn't he?
That was Jim Carrey. Yeah.
So who played Robin? I can't remember his name. Is it NCIS LA?
What's his name? Yeah,
the guys will know.
Robin.
Yeah, who Robin was, but no, I love. I like Batman. I'm not a huge one of the Marvel characters.
So, who's your favorite superhero?
Who would be my favorite superhero?
I imagine the Hulk would be someone that almost like the stew. I'm hungry.
Yes, I appreciate the Hulk definitely. My favorite character, believe it or not, and I don't know why, by the way, I think it's because my little nephews were into him, is Thanos.
Thanos.
Chris O'Donnell, thank you,
Yes.
Mark. Yeah, Thanos. I like Thanos because Thanos looks, he's evil, isn't he? I love Thanos. Yes, Thanos. I'm going to go with Thanos, which I shouldn't do. if they're going to pick a goodie, it has to be the Norse god, Thor.
Thor.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
God, yeah.
he's
Thor.
he's a Viking, and Norwegian or from the north at least. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he got pissed, didn't he, in the Avengers, the final film? When they went back in that to go and get everyone to go back in time, didn't they? And he was all drunk, wasn't he? He got a belly and everything. It was brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Heath Ledger, fantastic. Yeah, he was absolutely brilliant. Thanks, Wendy.
And Grace comes in and say Ruben Amorim.
Superhero.
Her favorite superhero. I thought it was Dallo.
Oh, Tom Hardy. Now he played Bane, didn't he? In that. Yes, Bane. Sorry, I didn't read your message. Bane. He was very posh, Bane, though, wasn't he? Very posh. He played
very posh Bane.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Very posh Bane. Of course, greatest film ever. Don't know. Well, I do. I love Patriot Games. One of my favorite ever films.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Weirdly, I never watched any superhero films, but We Deserve Better is Wonder Woman.
I wonder why We Deserve Better. Would you like to elaborate? Was it a whip that you liked? Potentially, I'm just wondering whether you'd like to elaborate. Was it a magic that you liked? Just like to know.
Her magic?
That's exactly what I just would like to know. Wonder Woman, fantastic.
Oh, you're funny tonight, Stu. You're funny tonight.
No, but she was.
Helge comes in and say the Joker said nobody panics when things go according to plan, even if the plan is horrifying. It suits our situation, I feel like. Yeah.
It does, yeah. It's a personality according to We Deserve Better. Absolutely.
100%.
I totally agree.
100%. I'm not entirely through with the preview, so I just want to look at the teams. So let's go back to Man United so we can wrap this show up. We're almost in 2 hours in, and I promise you guys a couple of questions also at the end. So we won't be able to do this under 2 hours. This is the predicted team. So if you look at Man United, we have Lamens in goal, Martinez, Aiden Heaven, Dallo, and Luke Shaw. Double pivot, Ugarte, Casemiro, Dorgu on the left, Fernandes, Cunha, and Cesko. So, same team. Maybe Harry Maguire comes in. Maybe Mason Mount is ready to start. But besides that, I don't know with Heaven. I think he looks a little bit dodgy lately. I think he needs a rest. I think when you come in as a young player and you get your chance, you drive on adrenaline, let's say, for the first 4 to 5 weeks, and then you bum out in a way. So I think he needs to just get a couple of games on the bench and then be ready to go again and land. Because I think it's a big experience. Starting at Man United, and you get a little bit overwhelmed and you lose your concentration. So I think he's at that stage at the moment. I don't know, Stu. Do you agree?
I'd still play him. I think he's been our most consistent defender just recently. But he's been hooked twice, hasn't he, on about 60, 65 minutes. So maybe take him out, either put Yoro in or give Maguire a run. But
okay,
yeah. But I do like Evan. I think he's going to be a very, very good,
He's going to be a very good player. But if Maguire is ready to start, I would start Maguire, because Fletcher said in the press conference they have to be wary of his minutes, but he didn't say he can't start. So maybe he would do the same thing as they did with Bruno, let him play 60 minutes and then stop him for Heaven.
Wouldn't be a bad idea. It wouldn't be a bad idea. I'd be quite happy with that.
Yeah. And also I think I'm a little bit afraid when you have a player like the striker, we mentioned his name. No, not Rutter. Welbeck. I think Welbeck will start. I think Welbeck will target Heaven right away. So maybe not a good idea starting Heaven.
Yes.
Also, when you look at the Brighton team, Verbruggen in goal, you have You have Hinchelwood that's at the right back, Van Hecke, Dunk, De Kuiper, Ayari, Pascal Gross, Mitoma. You have Diego Gomez as the number 10, Kadioglu playing as the they sometimes switch to a 5, and Hinchelwood playing as a centre back and Kadioglu as the right wing back. So
he plays
it's very, it shifts a lot in this formation. In this setup, it's a 4-2-3-1, but he can play a 3-5-2. He can play a 4-3, 3-4-3. So it's a very versatile formation from Fabian Hürzeler. And you have Georgino Rutter as the striker, but I think Welbeck will play if he's fit.
I think he'll play because it's against FA Cup. I like Brighton. They've got a more balanced team than us, I feel.
Yeah.
Their use of the system is better. But they run hard, Brighton do. And again, I think we will beat them, but it'll be a tough game because we'll get undone more often than not with their pressure and their personal pressure. I'm back. Well, that's fair enough, Paul. We were just discussing the possibility of people being able to afford to buy Manchester United at 10 bill, and those are the types, unfortunately, whether we like it or not, of people that have got that money around. But certainly a well put argument. No problem.
When he comes in and say Welbeck will score, he knows playing against Man United. For obvious reasons, yes, you're right. When he will score, yeah. But I think it will be a high-scoring game, as I said. Maybe Man United will win it 3-2, maybe 3-3 extra time. Or will there be extra time, or is it the player?
Penalties, straight to pens.
Straight pens?
Straight to pens.
Oh.
Yeah, no replays, no extra time, straight to pens. Wrexham beat Forest on pens, 4-3.
Wow.
So straight to pens.
That's a big result for Wrexham.
It is, yeah. So I think it'll be 2-1. I think it'll be really. It's not going to be a cagey game because Hürzeler doesn't do that. He doesn't do cagey. And like I said to you, there's no way. I don't think. It did go to extra time. I don't think we did extra time.
Okay. Maybe it's a League Cup. You go directly to pen.
The League Cup is definitely direct to pen, so maybe they're keeping extra time. I didn't realise that. I thought it was straight to okay.
But there's no second game if it ends with a draw. It will be penalties.
Yeah, there's no second game. There's no replays. No. There's no replays. You're missing the point, mate. So you're missing the point. What we were talking about. We're not talking about genocidal.
No, but a lot of these big corporations is difficult. It's difficult because none of them are perfect. That's the thing, and
it's not what we're talking about. We know the issues that people with that type of money, they come with baggage. So
they do 100%.
It is what it is, mate. It is what it is. But your points are welcome. There was our. I'm going 2-1. I'm still going 2-1. Cesko and Bruno.
But we beat Brighton 4-2 when we played them last time at Old Trafford. Cunha, Casemiro scored, and I think did I get a red card? I can't remember.
Can't remember. The thing is that they're playing different football at the moment.
But we were up 2-0 and we let them into the game. We were leading 3-0 and we actually let them in at the game at the end of the game. So they could have actually nicked the point from us. But Mbumo scored 6-7 minutes in overtime. So it will be a tight game, but I think we will see a similar type of game, 3-2, 4-2 to either team who's most consistent in front of goal. Well, I think Cesko is on fire at the moment. I think we will see more Cesko goals. I agree with we deserve better. Cesko hat-trick, we could see it. And I think this Fletcher attack is built on the central striker, and I like it.
I think he might bottle his hat-trick. I don't think he's quite there yet, but he's not far off, mate. He's not far off.
No.
He would have taken his hat trick against Burnley, you see. If he's ready for a hat trick performance, he'd have taken it against Burnley. He's not quite there yet. I don't think Brighton's the place to get your hat trick. Nor City.
No, well,
but you never know.
I think he can do it. You know, I think he has it in his locker, and I think Cesko is a type of confidence player, and now he got his confidence. He scored 2 goals. You know, he get the service. He got 8 shots off against Burnley, and I think we can see more from Cesko. And I talked about this with Darius, and we talked about, can he reach 15 goals? And I actually believe he can do 15 goals for the remainder.
Well, 8 shots off, and he's only scored twice. What was he doing for the rest of the fucking game?
Well, we know the Amarim system. We didn't give. You know, you can't score with the back against the goal, standing in the central circle.
I'm winding him up. I would have buried at least 4 out of 8.
Yeah.
No, I'm only kidding. No. Look, I maintain his 2 goals, right, were brilliantly taken. Both of them were brilliant, and he was unlucky with his hat trick attempts. If you remember, I'm pretty sure he hit it into the ground. So. Paul's back in. I'll let you read. That's a nice comment. Thank you very much, Paul.
Thank you, Paul, coming in and say this is the only Man United supporter channel on the internet that has good analytics, and fair and even interacting with the viewers. I would love to be a part of this place for fans, but not at any cost.
Okay. No, that's fine. Okay. That's well put. We'd love to have you stay.
But, you know, we don't have the biggest followers, but those you guys who are here are actually super loyal. You tune in every time and you stay on for a long time. We have a retention time, average viewing time of almost 15 minutes on this channel, and you know that's massive. When I know that most other channels have people coming in, staying on for 1 minute 30 seconds, tuning out, and that's it. So you know, our retention time almost 15 minutes. That's massive. So that's because of you guys, and you know, I think it's because you know that. But YouTube algorithms and all this, you know, it's another game, you know, and it's hard for small channels like us because we don't do this TikTok short thing, and you know, give you all the information quick as possible. You have to have time to watch a show from the Tactical Devils, and let us have the time to explain things thoroughly. So it's just the way it is. But some like it, other don't. So, but I hope we can grow and be a bigger channel in the future. You know, if we can go to 5,000 one day, I would be forever happy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Right, should we do some questions?
Yeah. We can do a couple of questions, but we can't do all of them. But we can do, let's say, 5 minutes too.
Yeah, we'll do a couple. I want to. Where are we? DJ Superfly Guy. Yeah, I am actually. I didn't know it was you, DJ Superfly Guy, and I made that point because, you know, Tactical Devils is hugely important to us as it is to you guys, and anything you can do to help our channel grow and your channel grow, because we do feel that your channel is absolutely brilliant by me. So I'm sorry if I came across as not wanting you to use the logo. I didn't realize it was you, my old mate. So I think it's brilliant. Thank you. Yep. I wouldn't want just anyone
it's done in a good way, you know. It's not done in a malice way, and that's the thing, you know.
That's important to us.
Keep in mind, DJ, that you are now in live chats representing the channel, so don't troll in other live chats and stuff like that, you know. Give us a bad word.
You've now been told off by Jarvis. Now you're in trouble. Let's get a couple of questions. There have been some brilliant questions actually.
Let's do it like this. So, you know, this is how we do the Q&A.
So Sanchit says, why can't we continue with Fletcher as interim? He looks sharp in that suit. He does actually. Proper manager. When you are done with your ex, you move on to the next. That's what Ollie is. It's a good point. Jarvis actually made that point earlier, Sanchi. I don't know if you were on the stream at the time, and he made the point about potentially would it be better sticking with Fletcher in this time period between now and the end of the season. My only issue with it is he hasn't got the calibre of coach around him yet. Johnny Evans is there, good coach. We've got some under 18s, under 19s coaches, but if he's going to do it, I believe he's going to need some serious firepower coach-wise. And I'm talking a Mickey Phelan again, or Moonenstein, or somebody of that stature that can come in and help him over this period of time. There's absolutely no doubt that he looks like a Manchester United manager. You've got to act like a Manchester United manager, which he is. But Manchester United managers need results, so we just need results. So that's my thoughts on that one. What's yours, my old man?
Well, we have a little bit of feedback now. It's good.
Yeah, good. From my point, you're lagging now from my side, so I don't know what's going on tonight. Who cares?
Maybe it's the weather. Maybe it's the weather. Maybe the weather is terrible.
We've got through the show. So
yeah,
that's
we did. Well, as I said in the beginning, I wouldn't mind if Fletcher kept his role for the remainder of the season. I think he could do a good job. But obviously I'm Norwegian, so I would love for Ollie to come in. I've been following Man United, and the 90s and the 2000s was the best times of my life when it came to Man United. So Ollie, he brings back so many good memories. So for me, but I'm biased. I'm just saying it right away. I'm biased when it comes to this. I'm biased. So I would like Ollie in. That's my take. Ollie for me.
I know. Great question, though. Thanks, Sanchi. Boxing Unfiltered. We did mention Eddie Howe again at the beginning of the stream, but I did mention him before Amarin came in as a possible interim, and actually for some reason got laughed at. But I would like Eddie Howe. I think he's a fantastic manager. I've always liked him. I think he did brilliant at Bournemouth, and he's had his ups and downs at Newcastle. But he certainly turned Newcastle around, so it wouldn't be a bad decision. For me, I said it pre-Burnley, Ancelotti and somebody like Kieran McKenna would be the right move. If not, Thomas Tuchel would. I'd be happy with that. Jarvis, my old mate.
Yep. Great. Yeah. Well, Eddie Howe, I talked well about Eddie.
So, yes, you have. Yeah, you have. Yeah, you talked about him already.
Yeah. So I rate Eddie Howe, but I don't know if it's big enough for the Man United job. Things haven't accordingly gone to plan with Newcastle, so. But I like him. I think he's a guy who likes to develop himself. What he did with Atletico Madrid, he went to the Spanish league. He learned by the Atletico Madrid manager, learned to play defensive football, because his Brighton days Bournemouth days was more about attacking, 4-3-3 wingers, scoring a lot of goals. But I think he has developed as a manager, and I like people who have the ability to develop and learn on the way. But is the right time? No, maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah. Quick question from Thanks Boxing Unfiltered. Quick question, Stu. Robin or Overmars? Got to be Robin. Got to be Robin for me. I think Overmars is fantastic footballer, but Robin for me.
I would go Overmars. Overmars for me.
There's just
even though he's an Arsenal guy, but I think he was brilliant at the day. Him, Bergkamp, Pires, all of these guys. I think it was a beautiful football to watch from a footballing perspective. I think the Arsenal, they were really good at the time.
Yeah, no, I agree. A couple more. Mark says we'll belabour and Boom will be back for the game. No, I wouldn't say so. They may fly tonight, but I would imagine they won't fly till tomorrow, which means I'll get back. But they might be at the game Sunday, but they certainly won't be playing. I wouldn't think.
No, they won't be back. No.
Okay. Well, last question then. Here we go. Bilal, I know he's not with us, but Bilal, has any Premier League referee ever accidentally given a penalty because they were thinking about WhatsApp for tea? Oh, God. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. How do you answer that?
We should ask our own referee when it comes to this, Keith Hackett. That's a good question for Keith Hackett. But I watched Sean stream tonight, United versus everybody. Big up, Sean. I hope you're well. He talked about the VAR, and VAR is actually analyzing almost every situation. Can we imagine a bunch of guys, 5 of them, about sitting in a box with a lot of screens, analyzing everything that happens on the pitch all the time, and you sit there and you clear everything for the ref. Oh, it's cleared, and suddenly something happens. And you just sit there like on autopilot because your brain is cooked. You just sit there, you're watching a screen, analyzing everything, and something comes up, and you just, it's clear, and I think this is a lot of things that's gone on with the VAR. I think it's almost impossible to analyze every little detail that goes on in a football game. And I think it's almost unhuman. And I think this is one of the reasons why we see so many mistakes from the VAR room. You got to look at it from a human perspective. And I think this is why we see a lot of errors from these referees. They shouldn't be detailed, watching every little detail of the game. They should just watch the game as regular people. And if something that you see the players are reacting to, or the referees reacting to, or anything, then you should use your focus and go in and look at that one specific situation. I think it's not about finding out things that no one sees, because if no one sees it anyway, it's about clearing the obvious, and if they can go to that direction, I think things will be better. And also, I just want to show you guys this, because we saw this coming out from on social media after we saw this Kyle Walker thing. And I want to bring it up, and I want to have Stu's opinion on it, because I just got to stop it before we start analyzing, because I can't show much. It's a close-up. We can show, let's say, 2 seconds, but you get the gist. You see here Kyle Walker stamping his studs directly on Dorgu. And for me, it's done in a malice way. He has no chance of winning the ball. I think Dorgu doesn't react because Dorgu doesn't see what's going on. He just feels it's something. And Dorgu, he's a nice guy. He's inexperienced, but Dorgu should have just rolled over and screamed out as hard as he could, because this is the reddest of the red cards you can ever get. And for me, this is nothing to do with football.
No, it's an abysmal tackle. And I'd like to put my foot in, but I would never do anything that blatant or that bold.
No.
To me, there's no place in that for football. Retrospectively, should have been given a red card and sent off. I thought it was a disgrace. And Kyle Walker shakes his hand or tries to pull him up and say it was an accident.
He knows right away what he did.
Exactly what he's done. In fact, when you look at last night, you look at Martinelli ushering Bradley off the pitch when he's got a serious knee injury. It's unacceptable. There's no need for what happened last night and what happened with Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker's been around the block. He's had serious knee injuries. He knows exactly what he's done. So it was disgusting. I agree.
There's no place for that. You saw it on the penalty thingy also.
We don't take retrospective action though as a team.
No.
Somebody should have gone and smashed Walker into the stands. That's for Dorgu. But we don't. We are a little bit weak as a unit, in my opinion. And we wouldn't do that, and I'm glad we don't. I'm glad we don't stoop to that level, because that to me is disgusting. But somebody should absolutely fucking smash Walker through the barriers for that one.
Yeah.
And Fergie would have made a point on it, absolutely. Everyone remembers when the ball was kicked on. Was it Van Persie's head or somebody's head? He could have been killed. He could have been killed, you know, and that's
Yeah.
what. So,
and also just one more thing before we go, Stu. Talking about Cesko, why I think this guy is on fire at the moment. I think this is so funny. I put the red marker around Cesko in this instance, and we are on the transition on the counter. Look at this guy run. It's insane.
It is. That really good.
That's a full sprint, you know, and he beats everybody.
He's got his head up, he's got his back arched, and he's away. He's got his fucking
arms. T1000, the Terminator, T1000.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Cross comes in, bang, get your hat trick. But no, he is demonstrating. I'm guessing what Vivell sees in him. You know, it'd be interesting to see what Mark thinks about him on Monday on Jarvis's Corner.
Yeah.
If Cesko scores again, ostrich legs. Mark says ostrich legs. But I agree. What was more important than anything was his want and his will to get up and try and score.
Yeah. The mindset. It's the mindset. You want to score goals. You want to be there. And it ended up with a big chance for Cesko.
He didn't score it though.
No, he didn't. But for me, I think this counts. This counts. It's good effort. Tactical devilish tactique comes in and says DJ Superfly guy say, but I don't agree there on Dorgu's part, Jarvis. Good on him for not faking injury, but Walker did deserve a sending off, if that makes sense. Okay, I get where you're coming from, but in the modern game, I think you need to be. I think you need to have a little bit of the shithousery sometimes, and you need just to help out the referee, because they obviously don't know what they're doing at times.
Yeah, the funny thing is you're both right,
but it's a double-edged sword. I know where you're getting at.
Right. DJ improvise guys, right, and you are right as well. I mean, it's just ridiculous that Walker with that experience gets away with it. So. It's just one of those. Yeah, he probably did.
And also the Martinelli incident, that's also something. Yeah,
again, double-edged sword. He probably thought he was time wasted. To be honest, to be fair to Martinelli, he didn't use his knee, because I've rolled somebody off with my knee before. He's on the side. I just walked up, kneed him in the shoulder, get off.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm laughing about that, but but I think Bradley did twist his knee, didn't he, beforehand? And
he did. No, I think it was his ankle. It wasn't his
ankle. It was his ankle.
It was his ankle. But Martinelli didn't know that, But.
No, again, I can see both, both sides. I just don't, the Walker one I just didn't agree with. I thought he was bang out of order.
But I have to admit, DJ, that I'm an old school guy. I don't like players rolling around, filming, screaming, and doing all of this. I think it's bullshit. But this is the modern game, and I think this is just a part of the game now. It has become a natural part of the game, and we are unfortunately in this game, and we sometimes we got to play to our advantage.
Yeah,
it would have been a different salt playing against 10 men. I think we would have won it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. So maybe we lose out with 2 points on fifth place, at the end of the season, and this could be one of those moments. But we never know. We would never know.
We never know.
No. It's all kind of like talking about the butterfly effect. But thank you everybody for tuning in. I think it's time to wrap up the show. We've been doing 2 hours 18 minutes. So guys, we will be back Sunday night around 9 p.m. doing the match reaction on the FA Cup, and I want to thank Jamie, Mark, DJ Superfly Guy, Boxing, Straight Talk coming in late, but big up Boxing, good to see you. Then
Boxing, good to see you,
ILP, then LP, all of you guys coming in with questions. And, it's been a great show. The Routinator, thank you so much for being a moderator and pushing for those likes. If you haven't, now is the time to smash the like. Let's hope we can get to a 50. I want to thank Sanjeet for all his super chats. I want to thank Bilal for the same. I want to thank Roshmano for his membership, 10 months membership, and Gavin Underwood, the legend, coming in with 5 Tactical Devils membership. So, guys, thank you for all the lovely donations and for you to contributing to the channel. And then Das, sorry if I forgot to read out your name, and all of you legends, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Stu. And leave a comment in the non-live section after the show. Give me your score prediction. Stu's prediction is 2-1 Man United.
2-1.
Mine is 3-2. So I want to see yours in the non-live section after the show ends. And if you have it in your country, you can obviously hype the show.
We've done it. 51 likes. Thank you, guys. That's absolutely mint. Thank you so much, all. I can go with Jarvis. I think it's been a brilliant show. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Apologies I wasn't around Wednesday night, but again, thanks to Darius Bartime for stepping in for me. I know when you and Jarvis get going, you speak forever. So thank you, Boxing Straight Talk. Thanks for even coming in, even to say hi, mate. It's absolutely brilliant. We appreciate each and every one of you. Jamie, let's hope we do it against the City player then. How's that? Let's even the odds out. Well, let's hope we do it against a City player. Phil Foden. Sorry, Foden. No, I'm only kidding. We just got to win Sunday first, take every game as it comes. I think once Sunday's game's over, then we'll know where we are, won't we, in terms of or Carrick.
But first, we have the FA Cup. It's a must-win game. I want to have a cup run. I want to be on Wembley in May, and I want to win that silverware. So let's start with the first step to Wembley winning. Big up, guys. It's been a great show, and we will see you on the next. So have a good one, and good night, and bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.